is a pitfall. And grief can hurt you, and it can destroy your life. I didn't understand the meaning of it. I remember as a little boy, I would hear my mother on the phone talking to one of her sisters, and I would hear this phrase so often growing up that she would say something like, "Sister so-and-so is grieving herself to death." And I didn't understand the significance of it. But we give the physical world and our physical body more importance in our life. And very little attention is given to spirit and soul. We attend school for 13 years of public education, and we are not taught about spirit and soul. Our religious institutions, they teach us about spirit and soul, but most of us don't understand it because we give more value to the physical presence of a human being as opposed to the spiritual presence. But isn't it ironic that the spiritual presence will be with us forever, but the physical body will soon perish? As long as we are ignorant of the spiritual world, then grieving will be a pitfall. I want to tell you a story, and I want you to listen with your inner ear. I want you to turn off the intellect. Shut down your mind and listen to the story with your heart. This story involves a prophet and a good woman. Her name is Sister Smith. The prophet observed Sister Smith grieving at the funeral home. Sister Smith was staring at her son that lie dead in the casket. Tears began to pour down her face like a waterfall. Her emotions began to bubble, and she began to holler and scream as she held her son that lie dead in the casket. The prophet walked over to Sister Smith. He placed his arm around her to show compassion. And he pulled out his handkerchief because her face and clothes was drenched in water. And he began to wipe her face. And he said to her, "I know you are grieving for the death of your son. But your son is not in that body. That body is an empty house. Your son can never die. Your son is of spirit and soul. You are harboring grief and deep sorrow. And grieving will hurt you. Grieving will destroy your life. Go and bury your grief. Go and smile at grief. And I want you to lose yourself in helping others dry their tears. Some of you all may think that the prophet was insensitive, non-caring. I mean, she's mourning, she's grieving. Shouldn't he show more compassion? But he was speaking to her heart. And she received it through spiritual discernment. Because she did what the prophet told her to do. She started a ministry of joy by teaching others how to dry their tears during grief. Thank you.